Hello, I'm Tim Krul. Welcome to Norwich City Central.
What's going on, Lewis, Norwich City Central, and welcome to another match preview. In today's video, previewing West Ham versus Norwich City. Really looking forward to this one. I can't wait to be going to the Olympic Stadium Saturday. It's going to be a great game, and yeah, really excited for it. And Norwich need to turn our attention back to the league after our embarrassing exit to Crawley Town in a League 2 side. Obviously, we did play our fringe team, but still, you should be beating a League 2 team comfortably, so that was quite embarrassing. And yeah, in this preview, we're going to be talking about the predicted XI quickly and then going on to West Ham, then Norwich. So yeah, leave me your thoughts down below, score predictions, thoughts and feelings, and yeah, let's get into it. And I just wanted to quickly touch on the predicted XI. For me, the Crawley game was a great opportunity for some of the Norwich fringe players to, stake a claim into the first team, but after an embarrassing 1-0 loss, I don't think any of them will be, and I think Norwich City will keep the same team that lost 3-2 to Chelsea. Of course, you look at Grant Hanley, and out of the two, Grant Hanley and Christoph Zimmerman, who would I rather see? Of course, I'd rather see Christoph Zimmerman in the side. Unfortunately, Tim Closer did get a terrible injury up against Crawley, and it could be a 6-month injury, which would be absolutely devastating. Haven't listened to Daniel Farke's press conference, but the reason I'd go Grant Hanley over Christoph Zimmerman is I don't think Christoph Zimmerman's 100% match fit. He was carrying an injury, and he might even be injured for this West Ham tie. And even if he isn't injured, I don't think he's going to be 100% match fit, and I don't want to risk him because if we lose Zimmerman and Closer, we've only got Hanley and Godfrey. So yeah, I think it's going to be wise to allow Grant Hanley to get one more game, and then Christoph Zimmerman will be ready to go up against Man City at home. But yeah, really looking forward to this one. And Marcus Stiepermann's a player as well, who hasn't particularly had the best of starts. I love Mario Rancic. I'd love to see him into the first team, but Marcus Stiepermann's physicality, his positioning, and just his all-round game, I think he's got to start in this one. And I don't think Mario Rancic did enough against Crawley to stake a place in the first team. Although I think Mario Rancic, we saw from how he ended the season in the Championship, how much class he uses. I'm a big fan of Mario Rancic. But looking at West Ham, they started the season with 1 win, 1 draw and a loss. Sebastian Haller, their £45 million signing, got on the score sheet with 2 goals. He looks a real good player. And I look at the West Ham team, they've got a very decent team, obviously managed by Manuel Pellegrini. They finished mid-table last season, and I predict them to finish around 10th this season. They've got a good team, some good young players, and some really exciting players. I look at West Ham though, and their main strengths, in my opinion, is their attacking area. Of course, they've got some decent defenders. Diop, Declan Rice is a good central defensive midfielder, but their attacking talent, they've got so much of it. They've got Javier Hernandez, Sebastian Haller, of course, who's opened his goal-scoring account, Antonio Yarmolenko, and just got so many players. Felipe Anderson, of course, who had an excellent season. They've got so much attacking talent, and what I noticed about all those attacking talents as well is their pace. They're very pacey, and that could prove problematic for Norwich City. But in terms of Norwich, I think we started the season well, and I'm confident. Of course, against Liverpool was a 4-1 loss, but we still played some great stuff. Newcastle was fantastic. It was a great Teemu Pukki party. And against Chelsea, I thought the first half we played well. Second half, we wasn't great. We couldn't retain possession of the ball. And while Chelsea played very well, we were poor and sloppy on the ball. And that's what Norwich City are going to have to do. When we do have a bad passages in games, we need to make sure we don't switch off and we don't concede goals, because that could really hurt us for the whole season. But Norwich's key players so far, been really impressed with Ben Godfrey and Todd Cantwell. Ben Godfrey, he just looks so confident, so assured, and he looks like already captain material despite being so young. And Todd Cantwell as well oozes class on the ball, and very surprised by Todd Cantwell, but he's one of the first names on the team sheet. But of course, Teemu Pukki, top scorer of the Premier League. Not many people would have heard of him going into this Premier League season, but looking at the fantasy football and how everyone's on the Teemu Pukki bandwagon now, Pukki's becoming a name for himself worldwide. Obviously, a lot of Finnish followers now to the channel, and yeah, Teemu Pukki can't stop scoring goals. There's 5 goals in 3 games, a hat-trick against Newcastle, scoring against the big teams against Liverpool and Chelsea. And Teemu Pukki could win the Golden Boot. What I love about him is his movement. He sometimes doesn't particularly get involved with the play, but because of someone like Stiepermann, who he knows can control the ball, Teemu Pukki just makes those runs in behind, and he knows players like Emi Buendia can feed in the ball, and he's a fantastic finisher, and we're really lucky to have him. And yeah, he can't stop scoring goals, and I do believe he's going to score again against West Ham. He could have the similar effect of someone like Jamie Vardy having in his first season. Michu of Swansea, where no one really thought he would do this well, and he does. But really excited about the whole team at the moment. We play this attacking brand of football. We just need to make sure defensively, in particular when we don't play well, we switch on. And Grant Hanley is kind of that worry. And yeah, where this game's going to be determined, I think it's going to be all on how Grant Hanley deals with some of these West Ham attacking players. As I said, these West Ham players are quick and they're talented, and Grant Hanley's going to have to switch on. He's not particularly the most quick, but Grant Hanley has played okay. Apart from Liverpool, he played okay in the other two home games. Just what I'm most concerned about Grant Hanley is you always feel like there's a mistake in him. I think he's put in some good blocks, he's played well, but they always feel like there's a mistake and he's going to have to stay switched on. And as long as Norwich City can implement our own style at the Olympic Stadium, in which Todd Cantwell, Emi Buendia and Marcus Jeepman all get in central positions, in which we overload the central midfield positions, which Teemu Pukki can then make runs in behind, we're going to be okay, because as defenders you'd rather want the ball to be out wide than in the middle, and Norwich City are great at overloading the midfield and making dangerous runs centrally. So that's my thoughts. I'm going to go with a 2-2. Let me know your thoughts down below. Teemu Pukki and Emi Buendia to get on the score sheet in the Premier League. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Norwich City Central. It's going to be great content over the weekend. I'll see you later.